More transfer news at the Boro, as after only one full season at the club, Sammy Silvera heads out to Portsmouth on loan for the season. What is up, guys? Matthew here. Welcome back to the channel. A bit of Boro transfer news this evening, as Sammy Silvera has joined Portsmouth on a season-long loan. Of course, Sammy Silvera joined us last summer from Central Coast Mariners and was arguably our standout player in pre-season 1 year ago. But after a up and down and fairly mediocre start to his career at the Boro, he's headed out to fellow Championship and newly promoted side Portsmouth for this season. We believe there is no obligation to buy, so Boro, I'm sure, hopefully he will come back a better player, and very dependent on where Boro will be, might depend on where Sammy Silvera goes from here. But this is what's been said on the website. So it does say Australian international Sammy Silvera has joined Portsmouth. As we know, the 23-year-old joined Boro last summer from Central Coast Mariners and made 12 championship starts in his debut season. The majority of his appearances came as a substitute. He stepped off the bench 25 times in the league, and he clocked up a total of 6 goals in all competitions. His first Boro goal came in the Carabao Cup win at Huddersfield in his second appearance, and his next was a dramatic late winner at Norwich. It does say that Portsmouth, of course, were promoted from League One last season, and the loan move presents Sammy with an opportunity to gain regular championship experience. Everyone at MFC wishes Sammy all the best for the season. So I very much get the impression that this is a development loan, in terms of this is us just allowing Sammy Silvera to go out and get sufficient championship experience in the hope that he comes back a better player and he then either steps up into our first team, or we can possibly sell him on for more money than what we bought him for, being Boro's model. But Sammy Silvera is a difficult one. He's been a very frustrating figure throughout his first season. I still stand by, I think there is definitely a player in there, but he has just struggled to consistently show what he can do. And I think he had moments earlier in the season. We remember the open goal, or the pretty much an open goal he skied against Coventry in the second game of the season. He also missed a sitter to win the game against Huddersfield. There's been a number of nearly moments for Sammy Silvera, which could have changed his fate as a Boro player in the early days. But he's also, as they say, brought some good memories. He scored a very good goal at Leicester when we beat them in February, had that winner against Norwich. So he's had moments in a Boro shirt, but none that I think have done enough for him to solidify his place in the team. You know, we've had so many injury crises this season, and despite all the injuries, he's only started 12 times, which I think says quite a lot about his position in the team. On that left-hand side, I mean, we had plenty of it. We had Riley McGray out for large parts. Sam Greenwood was normally the one who would come in off that left-hand side. So I think that says a lot, that Sammy Silvera, was his performances and his appearances were fleeting in a Boro shirt. A lot of the time he actually come on up front when we were really struggling, and was fairly ineffective up top in a weird experiment that Carrick sort of tried to utilise quite often. But in terms of his statistics, he took part in 37 championship matches last season, starting 12 of them, so 1 in 3 possibly, with 4 goals and 2 assists. His player traits, he, as you can see, does cut in quite a lot off the left. He is fairly predictable. That's one thing I will say about Sammy Silvera. He cuts in off the left-hand side. He's always going to come in on his right foot, and he's always going to try and shoot. And his shooting accuracy is not great. He often either hits the first man, shoots massively high, massively wide. It's, I think, fairly easy for the defenders to defend against. If you're a full-back or you're a manager, you set up to allow Sammy Silvera to come in onto his right foot, which you know he will. Give him space to shoot. Probably not going to do anything. One of the very few times I actually thought Sammy looked good was his assist for West Brom earlier in the season, where he was on the right-hand side and he used his width and pace to get beyond the fullback, put in a fantastic ball for Lath, and I thought that could be a sign of where maybe he's best to play on the opposite side, but unfortunately, again, he never did enough to quite break into making that position his own with Isaiah Jones on the right-hand side. So yeah, Shot attempts, 93%, up there compared to other midfielders and wingers in the league. His goals were not too bad, but as you can see, chances created only 28%. So he's well down on chances created given the position he would have found himself in. So yeah, an average rating of 6.39 on FootMob. It just wasn't the breakthrough season Sammy wanted, and I think for me this is the right decision. I think Boro have done well to get him a loan move at a club where I think he will play regularly at Portsmouth, and I look forward to seeing how he does down there. John Mousinho is a fantastic coach, and I think it's arguably the perfect loan for him. You know, he's still at championship level where we want him, but he's in a team where he'll play regularly, hopefully have an impact. It'll help him adapt to the league and come back a better player. And it's a shame because I think, as I say, 1 year ago he was a player we were very, very excited by, and probably my player of pre-season heading in to the season opener. But I think out of all of Boro's signings, he's arguably the one who never really progressed. I can't argue that he's better at the end of this season than he was when he come in, whereas others have progressed massively. Morgan Rogers progressed and went to Aston Villa and now looks like a fantastic Premier League player. So others have certainly improved, and maybe they've had more game time. Maybe it's because they've been able to nail down a place in Boro's team, but Silvera never did. So this is absolutely the right decision from the club, and as I say, it's clear that Boro have long-term ideas for Sammy. There's no obligation. They want him to come back a better player, but I equally feel like it will massively depend on where Boro are, because if we find ourselves at the very top of the league, either being one of the best teams in the league or getting promoted possibly, I don't think he will come back as a Boro player. I think we will look to move him on, because I don't think he is anywhere near the level to be top-end Championship, never mind Premier League. So his future might not only depend on how he does at Portsmouth, but where Boro are in a season's time. If we're in the same position and we've not really cracked playoffs, or we've had a flirt with it, he could be a good player to bring in and see how he gets on. So it's all very up in the air what might happen in the future for Sammy Silvera, but I wish him all the best. I've met Sammy. He's a great lad. He seems very humble. He's always wanting to do well. He always puts 100% effort in. I think it's just the physicality of the league. I think something he struggled with in terms of, you know, he's maybe not strong enough at times. And again, his final ball and his finishing in them crucial moments really let us down at times. So hopefully he can gain that composure, get used to the physicality and the speed of the league. That will only come with game time, and he'll get that at Portsmouth. So I'm very intrigued to see how he gets on down on the south coast. So let me know your thoughts. If you're a Boro fan, your thoughts on this move, your thoughts on Sammy Silvera thus far, and what you think of the loan move to Portsmouth. And I'd also be intrigued to hear from any Pompey fans on their thoughts on this loan signing. Any questions you might have in the comment section below, do drop them. I'll try and get back to you with my thoughts and feelings on Sammy Silvera. But I think you're getting a decent player who's got a lot to prove at this level, and I feel has a lot of potential if it can be unlocked. I do feel like he could be a really, really good player for you guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As I keep saying, if you want to see more reactive content from me, my TikTok page is linked in the description of this video. I did do a reaction video to this initial link when it dropped, which has done really well, and I got quite a lot of feedback from Pompey fans on that. So if anything else drops, you'll see an instant reaction from me over there, and I'll probably follow it up with a video over here. But best of luck to Sammy Silvera. Interesting to see what Boro do from here. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for much more Boro content across the summer as we get closer slowly to the season. We're nearly there, kinda. But until next time, guys, do take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.